Hey, before we get into today's video, I want to ask you something and I want you to be honest with yourself. How many times this week did you say yes when every single part of you wanted to say no? Maybe it was staying late at work again, or helping a friend with something that completely drained you, or just going along with something because you don't want to push back. If you felt that in your chest just now, this video is for you. Here's the uncomfortable truth that nobody talks about: your kindness. Your kindness is the thing that people love about you, but it can also become a weapon used against you. And most of the time, you don't even see it happening. We are raised to be helpful, to be agreeable, to not make things difficult. And so, somewhere along the way, we learn that being a good woman means putting everyone else first. But here's what that actually looks like in real life. You are the one who always picks up the slack at work. You are the friend who always available. You are the partner, the daughter, the colleague who never complains. And you are exhausted. The pressure to please everyone is at an all time high. Social media, family expectations, workplace culture, it's all screaming at you to do more, give more, be more. But here's what I know for sure: being kind does not mean being a doormat. Today, we are going deep on something that changed my life and the lives of so many women I've spoken with. I'm sharing 10 essential boundary setting techniques that you can start using today. So, grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Ditch the vague excuse. Be honest instead. We have all done it. Someone invites you somewhere and you say, "Oh, I'd love to, but I'm just so busy right now." When really, you just don't want to go. Here's the thing: vague excuses keep you trapped because next time they'll just ask again. Instead, practice transparent honesty without over explaining. You don't need a big story. Just try, "That's not really something I want to do right now, but thank you for including me." That's it. Full sentence. No apology attached. When you stop lying to be polite, you stop setting up a pattern where people expect you to eventually say yes. Know the red flags of boundary testing. Some people in your life will test your limits. Not always on purpose, but it happens. They ask for a little more than you offered. They push back when you say no. They guilt you subtly. They keep asking until you give in. Once you recognize this pattern, use what I call the three strike rule. Strike 1, you state your boundary clearly. Strike 2, you restate it firmer. Strike 3, there's a real consequence. Maybe you leave the conversation, maybe you take a step back from that friendship, you decide. The rules keep you from going in circles, and it signals that you mean what you say. Define your non negotiables. Not all boundaries are equal. Some things are flexible, some are not. Non negotiables are the things that protect your mental health, your physical energy, and your sense of self. For me, it's alone time to think and recharge. For you, it might be your morning routine, your creative time, or simply not being available 24/7. Here's the exercise: write down three things that, when violated, make you feel resentful. That resentment, it's a map. It's showing you exactly where your non negotiables live. Once you know them, protect them like your life depends on it. Replace "I can't" with "I won't." This one is tiny, but it rewires everything. When you say "I can't do that," you sound like the decision is out of your hands. But when you say "I won't do that," you are owning it. You are taking back your agency. It's not "I can't take on more work," but it is "I won't take on more work right now. My plate is full." Try saying that out loud after this video. Notice how different it feels in your body. That feeling, that's what self respect sounds like. The "let me think about it" pause. You are allowed to not have an answer immediately. Seriously, this is revolutionary for people pleasers. The next time someone asks something of you and you feel that familiar pressure to say yes right away, pause. Say, "Let me think about it and get back to you." This does two things: it buys you time to check in with yourself, And it sends a message that your time and energy require consideration, not just automatic giving. A lot of women feel guilty using this phrase, you shouldn't. It's not stalling, it's self respect. Reframe boundaries as kindness. Boundaries are not rejection, they are protection for both of you. When you say no to something you resent, you show up better for the things you say yes to. When you protect your energy, you have more to give the people who matter. A boundary isn't you shutting someone out, it's you ensuring that when you are there, you are actually present. That's a gift to them and to yourself. So the next time guilt creeps in, remind yourself this boundary is an act of love. Stop over explaining your no. No is a complete sentence. No means no. I know you have heard this before, but let's really sit with it. Every time you over explain, you open a negotiation. You give the other person a doorway to argue with your reasoning. Oh, but it won't take long. Oh, but I really need you. Oh, but you said this last time. Practice the one sentence no. That doesn't work for me. Done. You don't owe anyone a full case file for why you can't give them something. It feels uncomfortable at first. That discomfort is just unfamiliarity. Keep practicing. Build your boundaries community. This one is underrated. Find your people. Find women who celebrate the word no, who model healthy limits in their own lives. This might be a close friend, a therapist, an online community, even a podcast. Surrounding yourself with people who normalize boundaries makes it so much easier to hold yours. Because when everyone around you is overgiving, you start to feel like the difficult one for not doing the same. You are not difficult. You are just surrounded by the wrong audience. Practice the assertive script. This technique is about language. Because knowing you should set a boundary and knowing how to say it are two very different things. Here's a three-part script you can use in almost every situation. When this happens, I feel this way. Going forward, I need this instead. Example: when you call me after 9 p.m., I'm not able to finish my personal priorities. Going forward, please make sure to call me before 9 p.m. Do a weekly boundary audit. Every Sunday, spend 5 minutes asking yourself, where did my energy leak this week? Who drained you? What situation left you feeling resentful or depleted? Where did you say yes when you meant no? Write it down. Not to judge yourself, but to learn. Because boundaries aren't a one time conversation, they need maintenance. They need you to check in and reinforce them before the cracks get bigger. Okay, so we covered a lot today. Let me leave you with this one thought. Every time you set a boundary, you are not being unkind. You are being honest. And honesty, real, gentle, firm honesty about what you need, is one of the most loving things you can offer the world. You don't have to do this perfectly. You don't have to get it right every time. But start. Start with one. Start with the smallest one that's been bothering you. Because the version of you that knows her worth, protects her energy, and speaks her truth, she's already inside you. She's just been waiting for permission. Give her that permission. If this video helped you, please share it with someone who needs it and drop in the comments. Which of these 10 techniques are you going to try first?